The Ripple Mafia. One hell of an article. The Ripple Mafia. Our friends from Alpha Trade Zone just submitted a wonderful elaborated piece about Ripple. We won't leave many words about it. Just make sure you grab your favorite beverage and sit down and let this piece of extensive research sink in. Please enjoy the write-up and the Ripple Mafia contributed to you from Alpha Trade Zone. So that's who wrote this, guys. Now, Ripple the company. Today we'll talk about some interesting connections between Ripple and numerous influential individuals, including Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Peter Thiel, and powerful organizations, including the IMF, Google, and the U.S. Federal Reserve. Ripple's primary vision is to enable the world to move money as fast as information. Now, guys, I really think that formula right there is so simple. Ripple's primary vision is to enable the world to move money as fast as information. Since the birth of the internet, we've been able to move information, but now we are unlocking the potential of moving value. With over 300 employees and with offices in the UK, USA, Australia, Singapore, India, Luxembourg, Japan, and Dubai. Ripple provides services to over 100 corporate clients. Now, what's interesting about this, guys, I asked everybody on the live stream, this article is 11 months old. So you actually get to see some of the improvements since then. So now we have 250 corporate clients. Their products, Xcurrent, Xvia, and Xrapid. And now we know that these were all combined to be RippleNet, are gaining traction and are being incorporated by huge names like Tenenos. Even more, Chris Larsen, the executive chairman at Ripple, believes that XRP could even prevent the next financial crisis by replacing the tied-up capital Nostro accounts. But how did everything begin? Now, I will skip some of the parts because you may be familiar with Ryan Fugger, started developing Ripple. I will link this in the description. Arthur Barretto, David Schwartz, Chris Larsen. A year later, the company was backed by some of the best-known funds in Silicon Valley. They included Google Ventures, Peter Thiel, and co-founder of PayPal. Also, Andreessen Horowitz, the company that sold Skype to Microsoft for a whopping $8.5 billion. No wonder Andreessen Horowitz is always investing in everything. They sold it for $8.5 billion. That's plenty of capital to keep investing. The PayPal Mafia. Speaking on Peter Thiel, let's talk about the PayPal Mafia. Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and Steve Chen, Reid Hoffman, and Russell Simmons. And that was Russell Simmons, was the PayPal Mafia. All worked together at PayPal. They later sold it to eBay for $1.5 billion. To split the cash and create multiple billion-dollar companies and of their own. The list is long and the names include SpaceX, Tesla, YouTube, LinkedIn. Well done, guys. Now, this is what they're saying. Basically, at the beginning of creations, how people venture off. We're seeing a similar pattern in the world of crypto with the creation of Stellar and Tron. So, well, we know how Stellar and Tron is not doing too good right now, but I think you get the idea. Now, Jed McCaleb also, he went on to found Stellar. Justin Sun left Ripple to create Tron. Who will be the next Elon Musk? You're looking at him right here, Joe Katz. Or who will be the next YouTube? That we don't know. What we know pretty well, though, is Ripple is building something huge. You'll see why in a moment. Ripple's top management and third-party relationships. Let's start taking a look at some of their current directors of their relationship with big organizations. Chris Larsen is the executive chairman of one of the CEO, one of the co-founders of OpenCoin, which is an extensive fintech background. Now, OpenCoin is Ripple Labs. Being a member of the fintech high-level advisory group at the IMF and HSBC's Technology Advisory Board, he is making sure that Ripple interests are taken into consideration by the global governing organizations. Susan Anthony, which is Susan Anthony right here, a senior economic consultant to Microsoft and Ripple board member, is another key player. She is responsible for the partnership between Ripple and Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. The partnership aims to bank the underbanked in the developing countries where nearly 2 billion people neither have bank accounts nor use any financial services. Also, Ken Carson is a person who is closely related to the Trump family. He also served as the executive vice president of Jamestown Associates, which runs controversial Republican advertising campaigns in the U.S., including, of course, for Donald Trump. He almost joined the 45th president. Now, Gene Sperling was the chief economic officer to Hillary Clinton during the 2016 presidential campaign. He was the National Economy Council Director for the National Economy Advisor under President Clinton and Obama. So, wow, this is the Ripple board members. And also the great Joe Katz, Dave Schwartz, Ripple's lead developer, used to be on the board before he was given a spot. Before he gave his spot to Ken Carson. Dave has also worked for CNN and NSA on multiple occasions. Now, this is where it gets kind of good. These are just some of the Ripple's directors and their cozy relationship with the rich and powerful of the world. If you look closer, there even more fascinating details come to light. The Bilderberg Group. Ripple and the Bilderberg Group, the connection. What is the connection between Ripple and the Bilderberg Group? After all, it's a forum established in 1954 for immensely influential individuals and organizations to engage and interact and share ideas. Senior decision makers from the companies like IBM, Xerox, Nikon, Google, Amazon. So, interestingly enough, Susan Anthony joined Ripple shortly after attending the Bilderberg Group meeting in 2013. Anna Bolton, who was invited to the meeting in 2015 on the account of being Banco Santander's chairman. 4 months later, the bank invested in Ripple. Peter Thiel, one of the earlier Ripple investors, and his colleagues are at present at almost every Bilderberg Group meeting. And I didn't know that one. Peter Thiel is also a Ripple investor. Wow. Bill Clinton is another member of the group who also was a keynote speaker at this year's Ripple Swell. So Bill Clinton is also in the Bilderberg Group. Ben Bernanke, former Federal Reserve Chairman, who's also regulatory, participates in those meetings and was a keynote speaker at Swell. Guys, this is Ben Bernanke, former Federal Reserve Chairman, spoke on behalf of Ripple at Swell. Interesting, on numerous businesses and organizations and pressure groups are represented in those gatherings. Nonetheless, it is clear that Ripple's agenda is being successfully pushed forward. Also, guys, it's going to go into the CME group and the digital currency group. The CME group and the digital currency group, the surprising ties. Now, guys, we know that digital currency group is invested in Ripple. Barry Silbert says that Ripple is Swift 2.0. The famous CME group that offers futures, crypto futures, is an investor in Ripple and has one of its executives, Michael Vyas, in Ripple's top management. Leo McLamb, CME's group chairman, once said, "Will tame Bitcoin." Quite ambitious. Interesting. Another investor in Ripple is Digital Currency Group. The group has a stake in Coinbase and many other crypto-related services. Speaking of Coinbase, let's take a look at Ripple's partnership with Vameronica's America Corporation. Its co-founder, CEO Paul Dreyer, is a board chairman of Money Service Business Association. The MSBA works directly with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the SEC. Wow. So if SEC declares that XRP is a security, then it will be taxed for capital gains every time it is bought or sold. Such an outcome would diminish XRP's value. Well, guys, like I said, it's 11 months old, and we know that XRP is not a security. So we're going to go on, guys. I'm not going to read this thing word for word, but we also got MoneyGram. Ripple and its influential leaders know really how to protect their interests, and they are actively doing it. So we got American Express, MoneyGram, but I wonder how they know about MoneyGram, because MoneyGram was just announced. Ripple has partnered with more than 100 banks and financial service providers around the world. These names are but not limited to American Express and MoneyGram. So, interesting scenario here. The expansion continues. Last year, Ripple is opening an office in Dubai, partnering with banks in Saudi Arabia, 2 in Kuwait, and 1 in Bahrain. Latin America's largest bank will soon use Ripple to process payments. Another one of the biggest banks in Asia is SBI, long-term partner and investor in Ripple with a presence on the board of directors. This is kind of interesting. I thought this article was 11 months old. I mean, Katawi it's not been 11 months since Katawi was put on the board. It's been a few months. So, interesting there. The integration with Ripple and Tenenos and the BTB Finance Solution software was another step forward, as it allowed Ripple to gain access to over 500 million consumers and 3,000 financial institutions in more than 150 countries. Wow. To wrap it all up, those whom we see as visionaries understand well that it's the business component of their vision that drives adoption. For better or worse, groundbreaking technology goes nowhere without commerce. It's true for printing press, and so it is for cryptocurrencies. At the core of building a strong commercial base is building strong business relationships. This is something that Ripple truly excels at. And I'm going to have to agree, guys. The Ripple Mafia, call it 18, call it what you want. We got a hell of a team, a hell of a lot of partnerships. The Ripple Mafia. So what do you guys think about this video? XRP, the standard, that's for sure. If you guys enjoy the content, the Dr. FOMO logo will come down. Smash that logo to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when I release videos throughout the day. Thank you for your time. Much love. Mahalo.